evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris is back for some more Hearthstone Arena action. Here we're playing as a mage, and we had two pretty crushing victories. Although the second game against the priest, it was a little bit close. He got a really dominating board position in the end and maybe made a misplay playing a creature rather than healing himself above lethal damage. But I found the win. I went ahead and killed him rather than doing any sort of crazy trading, and we took the win there. So let's see if we can get some more of that. Cone of Cold was very good there, as was Frostbolt. J-Wall, the Warlock. Well, I'm pretty happy to be playing Warlocks, because, you know, mages do burn pretty well. And Warlocks are a little bit vulnerable to that. This looks like a curve, but it has some problems. You don't really want to play this on turn 3. So much will kill it. And then what do you play on turn 4? You can't just panda this guy back. I'm going to ship this back. I'm going to ship it all back. I'm just going to try to maximize my chances of getting my early plays. If I lose a good 4-drop, then so be it. Well, that is not exactly what I was hoping for, but I do at least have removal. I did at least pick up my 5-drop, so I guess that's something. This Mountain Giant doubly sucks because I'm first, so I have 2 fewer cards in my hand. No coin and no extra card for going second, so this Mountain Giant just annoys me more and more the more I play with him. Alright, well, using Frostbolt against a 1-drop isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but you know what? It's the job done. It saves me a lot of damage right there. I could have potentially been greedy. I could have, like, Firebolt blasted him and then done it again the next turn, seeing that I have no plays. But let's not get greedy. Let's just do things and move on with our life. Alright, well, the Dalaran Mage is actually a decent drop here. Warlocks do have Shadowbolt, which will take care of it with Aplomb and Panache, but if he Shadowbolts this, it's not like it's my best creature. And yeah, I regret, well, no, I don't regret mulliganing the Panda, because if I hadn't mulliganed the Panda, I wouldn't have seen this Dalaran Mage right now. So I don't regret it at all. The Panda next turn not having it to play there is kind of sad, but I'm fine with that. So he just drew 2 cards, and they're both demons, which is a bit scary, because I'm off to a slow start, and unlike in the other game against the Warlock, I don't actually have, like, good cards here. Like, I have removal and freezing and whatever, but I don't actually have good cards. It's sort of okay cards. Blood Imp. Well, one of the nice things about Cone of Cold is that it does flush out Blood Imps. Do I do this now, or do I wait for him to play another creature? I mean, he's got demons in his hand. The problem is, if I wait, I'm not going to have the spell damage. Then again, what do I care about spell damage? It doesn't really matter that much. Let's just do this now. And let's also go ahead and smack that thing, so that next turn I can finish it off with the Argent Squire. So yeah, next turn my opponent does have a card advantage. He's got 7 cards to my 5. But I will get some of that back with the Silverhand Knight, who puts 2 cards on the board. Let's see what my opponent can do here for 4 mana. He's going to silence the Argent Squire. I'm fine with that. That's half his turn. Half his turn doing that is whatever. I don't even care. Is he going to life tap? No, he's got something else. I'd like for him to just life tap here and have nothing, because A, that means he should have life tapped first, and I can harp on him for that, and B, I'll be able to deal with this board pretty easily. He's got his own Argent Squire. Well, that's a pretty good card, but all things considered, it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, let's just go ahead and make the Squire. Since the 1/1's going to die anyway, I might as well have it hit against the 2/1 to take less damage on the Dalaran Mage. So we'll use the Dalaran Mage on the Taunt, we'll use the 1/1 on the Owl. We're going to call it a day. Now, I still haven't seen those demons that my opponent drew, so it might have been like a pair of Dread Infernals, which is something to keep in mind, because if that's the case, then that'll start dropping pretty soon here. This is a really awful hand. This is just irrelevant at this point in the game. This is great if he drops like one big thing, granted. And this thing is just unplayable until turn... Well, until turn... It gets like cheaper and cheaper. So if I play like... Basically, as long as I play 1 card per turn, I'm not going to play this until turn 9. So an 8/8 for 9 mana, that is not great. God, I don't like this thing. It was in a bad epic pack. I think it was like this or the 3/3 pirate. Maybe I would actually rather have a 3/3 pirate at this point. The succubus is really unfortunate for me to see, because what I'd like actually is this ooze to take care of it. I don't want to trade my 4/4 knight for this dumb succubus. Got another Blood Imp. Guess I should have waited with that Cone of Cold. Hey, I've got another one in the deck somewhere. I've also got a Blizzard and a Flame Strike, so got a pretty decent number of ways of dealing with that Blood Imp, but yeah, that sucks.
Almost out of time.
Oh, just draw a card. Oh, he's gonna Demon Fire. That's a smart move. It's stopping me from killing off the Argent Squire easily. Spellbender. I think it's worth it to play this Spellbender here. Since the Succubus is a 4-4, I think trading it for my 4-4 is fine. I just hate the fact that this Argent Squire will live against the Dalaran Mage. So we will pop the Divine Shield. We'll do this trade. I don't have enough mana to do that. But this guy...
Vaporization commencing.
We'll just swing. That's fine. So the good news is he can't play Dread Infernals because it'll kill off the Blood Imp. Now if he plays another thing like a Boulder Fist Ogre or something, well then I'll have the Polymorph for it. This thing is still not playable for another 3 turns. My next turn, the turn after that, and the turn after that. Ogre Maga is a bit scary. I just need creatures. I just don't have creatures here. I need stuff that I can play, and this thing is way too expensive. Monty Berserker, oh my god, it's really not what the doctor ordered. Oh man. Am I really gonna polymorph this thing? Alright, here's what I'll do. I'll play the Amani Berserker. And I'm actually going to enrage it on my turn. Generally, I'm not a fan of this move, but I'm going to do it because I want it to trade against this Ogre Magi. Now, my opponent could kill it, but he'll need some help. He'll either need to throw away the Blood Imp to kill it, or he will need to use removal on it, but I do have a Spellbender, haha, so I'm in decent shape. Notice how my opponent's keeping the Blood Imp in the middle against Cone of Cold, so that's how you can tell he's a savvy player. Looks like he is actually going to protect that Ogre Mage, which is fine. This is still 2 turns away. God, this Mountain Giant's so awful. Yeah, it's going to cost 9 mana when I draw my card, and I'm at 8 mana for the turn. And I can only play 1 card, or else I can't even play this the turn after that. Summoning Portal. Well, that could be very devastating. Frostwolf Warlord, a 6/6 for 3 mana, I guess is pretty good. Okay, I have no choice. I have to polymorph this. It's too dangerous. Pick it off. And I do actually want to play this giant, so this is what I'm talking about. I have to like avoid playing cards that I would actually play because I need to get this mountain giant into the game. Alright, he's going to life tap, so he's getting further ahead. My life total is actually pretty good. Here's a Mortal Coil with spell damage. Luckily, it actually gets spell bent. That's the good news and bad news. I mean, the good news is it stops him from drawing a card, which is kind of nifty, and it keeps my Dalaran Mage around. But the bad news is, why did he not Drain Life one of my creatures? He has Drain Life on my head. I disagree with that move completely. Okay, so finally get to play this giant. Yeah. The Summoning Portal lives, which is really sad.
Vaporization commencing.
That hit me in the face. Well, I mean, it's tricky. He's gonna hit me for what, 5 damage down to 9? I guess that is pretty good. Looks like he's got a healing creature here, so an Earthen Ring Farseer, perhaps? Oh no, a Voodoo Doctor. Okay. That's not a big deal. He's gonna life tap. It's probably something he can play, given the Summoning Portal. Yeah. And he's gonna go for the throat. Alright. Well, I can clear out a decent number of things this turn. So I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. And let me think. I think what I'm actually going to do is this. Play the panda. Put this back into my hand. And I'm actually going to keep it there. We'll just play this in the Mana Worm. So my opponent can actually get me down to 4 health. So he was going for the throat this entire time. I mean, this Dalaran Mage could have been picked off by the Ogre Magi at any point, but my opponent was just going balls to the walls Dickens, and it pays off, because now, anytime he draws a Soulfire, he wins the game. Oh gosh, that's a pretty good card. That is also quite solid. Oh jeez. Soulfire wins him the game anytime he wishes. And I do have a Dark Scale Healer, which will get me back up to, well, assuming I don't die this turn, 6 health, which is nice. He also drain lifed on me, so and that was with spell damage, so I could have been at 12 health. Alright. Smart move, smart move. So, alright, wow, well, that's pretty good. So, interestingly, my opponent went for the face all game, and then when he actually has a pretty good board presence and could get me down to dangerous life totals, he chooses to back off. Well, I'm not going to complain about that. We're going to do this for sure. I'm just going to try to clear out his board, so that means doing... Yeah, I can't win. So that means doing this, 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 and this. So I play the Ooze. I don't think I want to play into Mind Control attack, and I don't want to play into Hellfire, so we'll just leave that alone. Yeah, I think my opponent made a mistake. He, like, stopped when he had me on the ropes. I disagree with that. Alright, well, that was a pretty good play. Luckily, I'm a mage and he's not, so I can ping off this Divine Shield, but it's actually killing it. This is a little bit tricky. Fireball, huh. Well, let's go ahead and ping off the Divine Shield. And yeah, I think that is worth fireballing. I mean, I could alternatively use the Divine Shield and the Golem, but no, let's just fireball. Seems totally fine. We'll swing, swing, swing. And again, I don't want to put these creatures down. Excuse me, does he have a win here? How would a Warlock win? Soulfire?
Don't mess with Tusker.
Maybe I'm just being too cynical. Maybe I just always assume people are being sarcastic. Well, there's a drawback to my decision making in previous turns because I didn't play these creatures playing like kind of defensively. I'm now dealing less damage to my opponent. There's a Soulfire. Okay. So he still can't really beat me just yet. I mean, unless he top decks an answer. All right, do I kill this thing or do I just go for the face? Well, let's see. I deal 4, 8 damage. So had I played this 2 turns ago, I could win this turn. But he might have Soulfired it instead of me, but that would be good too. Alternatively, I could run in with the Divine Shield, but then I need to deal 3 damage, so I could, like, say, throw away the Mana Worm and then use my hero ability. Or I could throw away the Harvest Golem and then use my hero ability. And then this is still a 4-5 with Taunt against a 2-3 and a 1-1, which is actually quite good. So he would need to top deck an answer. If I leave this around, what happens? Well, he can run in with the Boar, run in with the Ogre, or draws a Silence and wins the game. Yeah, I can't leave this around. I can't make it so that, like, a Siphon Soul or a Silence wins him the game on the spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to, in fact, run in, pop the Divine Shield, use this, and I'm actually going to kill off the Piglet as well. So now we'll play that. I don't think I want to play everything in case he does get a Hellfire. We'll keep one thing back. I should have actually played the Ooze because this might have an irrelevant ability later. But if he does get a Hellfire, then the Razorfen Hunter can run in. Hellfire kills off everything except for the down run Mage, and I'm at 2 health. And then he's at 9 health. That's a lot of health. Uh-oh, that looks like he has it. No, he has a Dread Infernal. That's almost as good. Almost as good. 4, 7, 8. I can deal 9 damage. Man, had I been... Uh-oh. Well, he's looking for another Soulfire. That was interesting. I don't know if I would have done that. Luckily, I drew a Frostbolt, so it's fine anyway. But maybe I was playing too conservatively here and not playing my creatures. Had I played the Ooze a couple turns ago, I would have been able to win without having to drag the game out quite as much. And even if he had the Hellfire, it would have dealt 3 damage to him, and like the Ooze ended up sitting in my hand, so it didn't make any difference. Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay on my part. I was a little bit too conservative there. I was a little bit too conservative playing around his potential outs. I should have just played the Ooze. I still would have been fine if he had Hellfire, and if he didn't have it, I would have beat him like 2 turns earlier, or maybe at least 1 turn earlier, and given him fewer chances to draw outs. Fee or Fi the Warrior. I feel like I've played this person before. I'm not sure. Well, I'm going to keep the Blizzard because don't mulligan your mass removal. We'll get rid of that because it's too expensive. We'll keep the Golem. It's a good 3-drop. And the Ooze. Well, against a Warrior, I'm not going to play that on turn 2. There's just no way in hell. With Arcanite, Reaper, Fiery War Axe, and Arathi Weaponsmith all being common cards and good ones that people are going to take, you are nuts if you play an Ooze against a Warrior when he has no weapon in his hand. I don't even care, by the way, if, like, the whole game goes by and he never plays a weapon and this Ooze sat in my hand, because you know what? If a Warrior never plays a weapon, he is boned. A Warrior that never plays a single weapon all game is just so screwed, it's hilarious. Alright, great. We'll get to play a 2-drop. There it goes. If he plays the Fiery War Axe to kill this, fine. I'll play the Ooze to kill the Fiery War Axe. And then there's been no exchange of card advantage. Panda. Well, that's also fine by me. I think I'm going to Frostbolt that, rather than letting it trade my Berserker. Yeah, I'm going to Frostbolt this thing, and the reason for that is, I mean, this is just so good. Let's just imagine for a moment that he's holding on to Ascension Shield Master in his hand. He could coin it out and play it. I could ping my Berserker and kill it off. Having this on the board is just such massive presence that, when you're a mage, especially, that it really screws up what your opponent's doing. I mean, he might very well have been holding on to a Chillwind Yeti in his hand and just didn't play it because he knows it could die. Okay, well, let's go ahead and play this. I don't need the spell damage just yet. I mean, I could play it so the Blizzard next turn would deal 3 damage to everything, but I mean, there's no point. I mean, how many creatures is he going to play that I would actually want to play a Blizzard? This was a nice draw. I have to wait a couple turns for it, but still good. What is this, like a Fen Creeper or a Stampeding Kodo? Oh no, an Azure Drake. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna kill it. Or do I play my own Azure Drake? No, I'm just gonna kill it. Yeah. That seems totally fine. I'm gonna play the Dalaran Mage now. While I'd say that I won the opening, I don't know if I won it with like the quality of my cards. It's just my opponent didn't, you know, have anything to do really. The Berserker was a very, very nice draw just in time for turn 2, and him, of course, not having any Fiery War Axe was nice, plus the Frostbolt for killing off his Panda. So he had a pretty slow start, but the opening is mine. So we'll see what he can do in the mid-game. Cobra. That is actually a really good drop, because now I can't play my Ogre. Haha. I mean, I can't play my Ogre unless I sacrifice both these creatures for the Cobra. I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, well, that was a good move by my opponent. He really inhibited my plays. Luckily, once again, I draw a very good card. So we'll do this. We're going to do it like this. Let's get rid of half of my Golem here. Use the hero ability on that. And then we're going to use the Dalaran Mage to kill the Loot Hoarder. So this does expose my Dalaran Mage to execute or cleave, but all things considered, considering how much I dislike this card, I've actually been quite pleased with how much it's done for me as a 1/4 and as a spell damage booster. There was that one game against the Priest where it made Cone of Cold deal 2 damage to my opponent's team. Well, he has a lot of cards. Whirlwind is a very good one. It kills off my Golem, pops Divine Shield. That was a good card there. He still has 5 mana to work with. I do have my Premier Mass Removal spell here. He's got lots of cards, though. What I'd actually rather have is a Polymorph or a Fireball. It looks like big stuff is on the way. Cruel Taskmaster is a very good card there. I would love to see him armor up, and he does. Okay, well, seems alright here. He's got 6 cards. I'm going to kill off the creature he has on the board. I'm going to play an Azure Drake. Draw a card. Always draw cards first. And I am just going to kill this guy. I could have played a creature. The problem is I don't want to play the Ooze because I want to wait for him to play a weapon. I don't want to play this because I don't want Cone of Cold dealing damage to all my own stuff and picking off the Silvermoon Guardian. Alright, there's the Arcanite Reaper. That's his whole turn, I presume. Yep, he armored up before attacking, which is a mistake. You should always armor up after attacking in case you're holding Molten Giants or Mortal Strikes. And now we have just enough mana to have the absolute perfect turn, which is Acidic Swamp Ooze, destroy the weapon. I'm gonna slow roll it like a douche. I'm gonna attack first. Play the Bulge-Fist Ogre. Oh yeah, let's also go ahead and play that Swamp Ooze. Now what's really funny is if he has a Gore Howl. If he has a Gore Howl, he'll probably just win the game. Because the Gore Howl is the 7/1 epic weapon that deals 1 less damage rather than losing durability every time you attack a minion. So he can actually kill off my Boulder-Fist Ogre, and then have a 6/1 weapon that he can use to pick off all my creatures. Alright, well, the good times couldn't last forever, I suppose. He had to get another weapon. He's gonna get Vengeance on the Ooze, which makes sense. It has the more health. Alright, well... I'm gonna just trade my damage thing. It's on death's row anyway with this battle axe. So we'll do this. I'm going to get the Questing Adventurer started. 3/3 is just enough to survive the weapon. And warriors aren't really the greatest at killing this. He'd need like a charge creature or execute or something like that. He needs, you know, some kind of wacky removal to take care of this. I didn't want to play anything else. I mean, I could have played a spell and just wasted it, but that seems silly. He gets a Taunter in the way, which is pretty nice for him.
Pass me that Arclight Spanner.
Gnomish Inventor, also a solid card. He should have played it first, though. Always draw cards first. And those cards can both charge. Well, that was a really good draw off the Gnomish Inventor there. Balls. Attacking me with the weapon could mean either that he feels he's too low on life to keep on attacking me with weapons, or it could mean simply that he has another weapon behind it. Well, I do want to deal 6 damage to him, but I really have to kill this thing. And so either I use Polymorph on it, or I use Blizzard and freeze it off. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and be a little bit aggressive. I'm gonna use Blizzard so that I can kill this thing and actually just deal 6 damage. I mean, that is a lot of damage. Sacrificing 6 damage just to kill that thing didn't seem worth it to me. I want to get this damage out there. Cone of Cold is basically as good as a Blizzard. The odds of him being able to play like more than 3 creatures are pretty small. He's much more likely to play something big, which I can polymorph, than a lot of little things. And even if he plays 4 creatures, well then so be it. So be it.
I've got the beast in
Wow. Right, the ogre dodges a bullet, literally. And that's actually really nice for me because I can play Cone of Cold to freeze all of his stuff, and even the Stealthy Panther. We'll play Spellbender here because why not? Ping him. And we're gonna swing for a lot. So his team is frozen. I've got a 6/7, and the armor's not enough. So he absolutely has to have removal for this ogre. Taunt won't do it because Polymorph will undo it, and actually he needs to have 2 pieces of removal for the ogre. Oh my god, that could actually potentially do it for him. What does he have? Execute. Interesting. So what? Oh, I wanted to know what happens. What happens here? Oh my god, it actually kills her. Interesting. Huh.
Well played.
Well, I wonder what he was going to do, because after hitting the ogre, he was at 1 health, so the Argent Commander, or the Argent Squire, was going to get the kill. Maybe he had like a 2-mana taunt or something? I don't know. Anyway, that was the game. I don't think I actually needed the Spellbender to win. Priest or Warlock? Ah, dang it. Okay. I didn't actually need the Spellbender to win because I was holding on to the Polymorph. I mean, I don't know what else he would have done for 2 mana when he's at 1 health and I have both the Argent Squire and Hero ability. 2 mana. He can play a Frostwolf Grunt. I think that's about all I can think of. But he rage quit. I don't think he said well played. He just saw the Spellbender and rage quit. So that was interesting. I've always wondered what would happen if your opponent used a targeted spell that the Spellbender was not a valid target of. For example, my opponent cast Execute on my Boulder Fist Ogre. My Spellbender actually did steal the Execute, and then it died. Although it shouldn't have, because it wasn't damaged. I'm going to send back Polymorph. It's more of a late game card. I could regret that, definitely, but I would like to get some drops. And we do. Perfect. Okay. So, it's going to be an interesting choice which of these cards I play. The Wild Pyromancer is interesting for sure, because what it means is if I play Cone of Cold, it essentially deals 2 damage to all of his stuff. But the Sorcerer's Apprentice makes Frostbolt cheap. Coin for a Warlock, not surprising, given the Warlock's tendency to play aggressively. And there's a Fairy Dragon. Alright. Well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play the Wild Pyromancer, and the reason for that is, in the short term, it's better. If the Fairy Dragon trades for the Pyromancer, next turn on 3 mana, I can actually play the Sorcerer's Apprentice and a Frostbolt after it. Notice how my opponent, well, he kept a non-targetable, actually, what am I talking about? Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so I can play Cone of Cold to kill off this Blood Imp, but let's wait. Let's just play the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and then the Frostbolt becomes cheaper, and then I can kill off the Flame Imp. And I'm in really good shape here. I'd say that I won the opening. We are almost equal on cards. The only extra card he has is the extra one he got for going second. He's used his coin, and I got to kill off his stuff. Alright, Cone of Cold is getting some serious consideration from me here. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want to kill off that Blood Imp. And I would actually, I guess, rather kill off the Imp Master than the Imp. So this Imp is frozen. It cannot quite kill my Sorcerer's Apprentice. A Mortal Coil, of course, would kill it. I'm always praying Warlocks don't have Mortal Coil. But next turn I can use Hero ability to pick this off. And then the Sorcerer's Apprentice lives to see another day. Maybe even to trade against another creature. If given the opportunity, I would like to trade this off as soon as possible because it is just bait for Mortal Coil. Blood Fern after, perfect. I'll do it. I'll do it. That's great. So we Sea. Oh, I have a Sea Giant. What? I did not know I had a Sea Giant. I kept seeing that Mountain Giant. I didn't even know I had that thing. Well, whatever. Okay, so we will pick off that Imp. Trade. Play Harvest Golem. That's turn. So what do we got? We got 5 cards to 4, but again, it's just the extra card he got for being the second player. He's used his coin. Got a creature on the board, he doesn't. Everything looks good. I've got good drops. Oh, God, another Blood Imp. Jesus Christ. Well, in any case, I've got some good options here. This is a decent drop, but I think this is even better. So our Divine Shields can pop, and then this thing does kill the Silver Moon Guardian, plus it protects my Golem. Yeah, seems good to me. Let's do that. Pass turn. I wish I could have popped the Divine Shield on this with my hero ability, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Now, there are definitely good cards you could have here. A Siphon Soul would just be amazing. Faceless Manipulator, also good. Jesus. That is, in fact, quite good. Well, I think it's important just to play the Sea Giant here. Sea Giant plus hero ability, pop that Divine Shield. Yeah, we're going to do this. I'm going to pop off the Divine Shield. This allows my Spellbender, just my Sunwalker, to kill off his Soulwalker. So now I'm really praying he still doesn't have any Mortal Coils, because that would just be bad. If he doesn't have a Mortal Coil, though, then this gets to trade with his 3/4, which is spectacular. Plus, don't forget I have an 8/8. Haha. I will probably want to play this Spellbender next turn if this 8/8 is still alive, because I really would like to protect this from Siphon Souls that are potentially incoming. Granted, that's a rare, and he didn't have it. Well, he might have. He might actually have been holding on to it. We'll see it now if he was holding on to it previously. Because he might not have wanted to Siphon Soul on the Sunwalker. He might have, because he had that Faceless Manipulator, which was a really great play for him. He's drawn a couple more cards than I have, so given that he has 6 cards to my 6, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. There's a Blood Imp, but that's a 3rd one. Man, this guy's using the Blood Imp strategy. Douche face. That's actually really giant. Holy crap. Jesus. And with the 2nd Blood Imp, this guy can actually kill my Sunwalker. You know what I want? I want a Blizzard here. That would be amazing. It would freeze the Warlord, let me attack for 8-10 damage without any qualms, kill off these goddamn Blood Imps. Oh, that would be perfect. Flame Strike isn't even as good as Blizzard here. Blizzard would be perfect. Can I get it? Can I get my mass removal? Mountain Giant is 9 mana. Golly Jesus. Boy. Can I afford to race? It's risky. It's risky to race. I really wish I had a Cone of... Oh, man, I wish I had a Cone of Cold. That would be perfect right here. Freeze this stuff. Oh, man, that would be the life. Ah, man. This actually sucks against that guy. So I could run the Sea Giant into the Frostwolf Warlord, turn my 8/8 into a humble 8/1, then pick off the Frostwolf Warlord and use the Golem to kill off the Silver Moon Guardian. And then I guess I do still have a 4/7 on the board, so we'll do that. I think that's the best move I've got. So, a creature that's almost dead is better than a creature that's already dead. He needs something to finish this off. He hasn't had a Mortal Coil this whole time. Ah, that's smart. So he's going to get to trade off these Blood Imps for cards. I'm fine with that, I think. Does mean his creatures have less health, which is good. And this thing will actually be playable, so I'll get another 8/8. Granted, it's my whole turn, so if there's anything else that I want to do, I'm not going to be able to do it. Please just have nothing. Please, thank you. Alright, well, yeah, we're going to just play this out. And I'm going to kill the Cult Master. And pass the turn. I really want to play this Spellbender to protect my Precious Giant, but there just hasn't been time. So he's got 5 cards and a Blood Imp. I just have 5 cards. I'd say I'm doing very well, given that he has drawn 4 more cards than I have this game. So that just shows you how much value. And I'm ahead on the board and in life. So I've been ahead this game, given that I've managed to reach a state where I'm ahead on the board, ahead in life, and equal on cards, despite the fact that my opponent's drawn 4 extra cards. But he is up to play, and when your opponent's up to play, everything can change. So what does he got? What does he got? These are really crappy cards. I wish these were like Flame Strike and Blizzard. Another Cone of Cold wouldn't hurt either. You know, that Golem, that could have been a Fireball, right? I'm glad it was a Golem, I think. Oh, he has a Mountain Giant. Oh my god. Well, his Giant owns my... Oh my god, thank you, Jesus Christ. Oh... Feels so good. So good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the Spellbender down. We're going to just, I think, well, no. I want to play this, and Hero Ability on this thing. Definitely want to do this. So the question is, do I play the Ooze or do I play the Argent Squire? Well, if I Hero Ability one more time, it'll be down to 5. And then... well, I can pop Divine Shield down to 4, then I can trade the Archmage in. Yep, that's what I want to do. So even though the Ooze is bigger, I think the Archmage is what, the Argent Squire is what I really want. Swing.
I can't do that.
And boosh. Okay, so his thing's frozen. Man, that look at how good Freeze is. Freeze is just friggin' amazing. His thing is frozen, he can't kill off my Giant with it, and I'm threatening the kill, actually. I mean, I swung for 12 damage there, so things changed in a hurry. Oh my god, does he have a Defender of Argus? That would be amazing if he has a Defender of Argus. Make a 9/7 taunt and a 4/3 taunt. Yep, that would keep him in the game. Man, this is why Defender of Argus, guys, is such a good card. It's one of like the only cards that when you're this far behind gives you a chance to stay in it.
I'm not ready.
Drain life. Okay, well this is interesting. So he still gets the life gain,
I'll take that.
but my Archmage lives. Wait, what? Oh, the life gain isn't affected by spell damage, only the damage is, I see. Well, Spellbender, it wasn't necessary, I don't think. He was at 12 health. Well, it was necessary, because I only had 9 damage on the board, 10 with Hero Ability. Yep, okay, the Spellbender won me the game a turn earlier. And the Cone of Cold, well, that just won me the game by freezing his Giant. And actually, the other Cone of Cold was good, too. It killed off a Blood Imp. So I'm actually really happy about that, because that opponent played, I think, 3 Blood Imps, if not 4. During that game, and I've been bashed by the all Blood Imps all the time strategy, so I'm glad that it's not infallible. I'm glad that it can be beat. And of course, who beats it? Mages. Mages can beat anything. Pow Pow! That's a pretty sweet name for a paladin. Alright. Okay, well we have some pretty decent cards here. Frostbolt, so this is a really tricky call. If he gets a lot of 1/1 recruits, I'll want the Cone of Cold to pick them off. If he plays actual creatures, I want the Frostbolt. This I like just in general. So do I actually keep this hand like as a control start? We'll try it. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Maybe I could have traded back the Cone of Cold because early in the game I can just use my hero ability to pick off his 1/1s, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm actually hoping he passes the turn because that will make Mana Wraith super effective. If he doesn't play a creature right now, they can trade with the Mana Wraith I'm about to play. As a Paladin, he's not going to be able to deal with this until turn 3. Alright, this is perfect. So now he can't play any 2-drops. He could coin it a 2-drop, but if he had a 2-drop, he probably would have coined it last turn. So he can't do anything here. Until turn 3 when he can coin out a Hammer of Wrath or a True Silver Champion to put this guy away. Indeed.
Reporting for duty.
So I have 2 main options here. I clearly need to kill this thing. Either I hero ability to kill it, and then attack with the Mana Wraith, or I play the Sorcerer's Apprentice and kill it with the Mana Wraith. So the advantage of playing the Sorcerer's Apprentice, of course, is more board presence, but the disadvantage is that by attacking with the Mana Wraith, I actually put 2 extra damage on his face, which might be relevant someday. And I'm not as vulnerable to Consecration. Would he coin Consecration next turn if I played the Sorcerer's Apprentice? Maybe. What would I do on turn 4? Nothing. So we're actually going to do this. If he again makes a Recruit, because he doesn't have any 3-drops to coin out, then I'll maybe consider playing the Sorcerer's Apprentice to try to bait the Consecration. No, he's got, seems like he has the answer for this Mana Wraith. What is it? What is the answer that he has? True Silver Champion. Well, it's a good answer. It'll also kill my Azure Drake, which really sucks. Oh, God, that really sucks a lot. There's nothing I can do. I mean, unless I got a taunt on the field, I can't save this. It's just going to be card draw. And very, very fleeting spell damage. Maybe I'll play this on turn 5 instead, even though it wastes the heal. What are you doing? Oh my God. Wow. That is definitely a mistake. Oh, I see what he's doing. He's hoping, he's trying to stop me from playing 4-drops. Well, silly goose, I don't have any 4-drops. Do. So, if I play this, I'm again running into Consecration. I'm okay with that. If he wants to play Consecration, he can play Consecration. But his little gambit here totally failed. Now, of course, if he keeps us alive again, the next turn I am boned, because I've got 3 5-drops. So if I don't get to play any of them, that will be very sad. He's going to kill off my Sorcerer's Apprentice. Fair enough. Okay, so I can play a Questing Adventurer, who will promptly just die. So that's no good. Yeah, I guess we'll Suicide the Mana Wraith then. And play one of my 5-drops. I think this puts the most on the board.
Ready, sir.
So it's kind of like card advantage. Now the Golem can of course kill this, but then my hero ability can pick off the Golem that spawns. Or actually what I'll probably do is use the Silverhand Knight to pick off the Golem that spawns and play the Darkscale Healer and patch him back up. Now of course he could play a whole bunch of things for 5 mana, so we'll see what he does.
Follow the rule.
Ah, I'll do a Peacekeeper. Well, luckily, this thing is still good enough for its intended purpose, which is killing the Golem that spawns. So I'm okay with that.
It's time for
That's actually really good, though. I have to very, very carefully think about this turn of events. Okay, slight change of plans. We're going to play a Questing Adventurer,
Give me a quest.
and we're going to play a Cone of Cold. Now, this is a very risky move, because I am enraging this Berserker. And I don't do that lightly. But I think it was worth it. You know what I should have done? Actually, I should have attacked the Berserker back when it was a 2-3, then Cone of Cold. Ah, yeah, that would have made sense. And then I could have picked it off next turn with my hero ability.
Mind if I roll need?
Well, if I drew a Blizzard or a Flame Strike, that would be really spectacular. Why am I never seeing my Blizzard or my Flame Strike? I do have a Blizzard and a Flame Strike here, right? Oh god, he got his Peacekeeper back with the Panda. I remember playing a draft like this. That was really good. It sucks. It sucks. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to eat it. Come on, Blizzard or Flame Strike? Nope. Oh, Mountain Giant. Well, the good news is I guess I'm going to pave the way for the if he peacekeeps like this Questing Adventurer. At least the Mountain Giant will be safe. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and do I want to draw a card?
What to do?
Yeah, let's actually draw a card that'll make it easier for me to play this damn Mountain Giant. Yeah, it'll actually be playable next turn, even after I Frostbolt this thing. Let's kill off the Loot Hoarder. And let's kill off the 3-2. So he's gonna need some help to kill this off. He's gonna need like a Consecration, or he'll need a Source of Damage. I'm hoping he'll use the Peacekeeper on the Questing Adventurer, though. Man, I don't think I have any silence in this deck, do I? I don't think I have any silence. I would play this into the Peacekeeper if I had silence, knowing that I could potentially, at least have a shot of silencing this up to back to an 8-8, but I don't think I have that. So if I haven't successfully baited him to use a Peacekeeper on this turn, then this Mountain Giant is actually not going to be playable, which is really, really sad. I'll just have to play a Chillwind Yeti and heal my team.
Let me.
Which is actually fine. Chillwind Yeti, heal my team. Frostbolt, kill something. Seems good. He is thinking a lot. I mean, if he had a Consecration, he wouldn't think this much, would he? If he had a Hammer of Wrath, he wouldn't think that much, would he? Maybe he just doesn't have any removal for the Questing Adventure. That's possible.
Behold the might.
He has removal. Maybe he had multiple sources of removal and wasn't sure which kind to use. Well, the issue here, unfortunately, is that I don't want to play a Mountain Giant because I know it's just going to get... I know it's just going to get peace kept. Well, now that I drew the Sea Giant, we'll do this. It seems fine. So yeah, we'll just swing on by. That seems fine. So I know that his Stormwind Champion's going to kill off my Azure Drake. I know that he's going to play a Peacekeeper for this Giant. But that's okay. There should still be a decent number of creatures on the board for the Sea Giant to be playable. And I might even get to play him in a Chillwind Yeti. We'll see.
Follow the rules.
So he still has 5 mana, which is a lot. It's gonna heal. Oh, that's actually really scary now. Oh, that's not good. Damn it, that's really bad. Ah, man, I'm not even sure my Sea Giant's gonna be good enough here. Oh, he's playing more real cards. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is getting ugly. This is definitely an ugly situation. Well, Sunwalker's pretty good, and I can't actually play it with my Giant, so I think I have to do this.
Truth is my shield.
And, well, there's not really much I can do with my life. So, yeah, we'll just pass the turn. And hope for the best. He has a lot of cards here. Light's Justice is very good. It lets him pick off the Divine Shield. Thankfully, because this has 5 health, it's a bit tricky to kill. He'd have to use like a Stormwind Champion, or if to avoid sending 2 creatures into it, which it seems like he's going to do. That's fine by me. He still has 8 of his mana. Oh my god, and a butt ton of cards. Man, that Peacekeeper Panda thing is really, really good. I sure wish this were an 8/8 rather than a 1/8, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any Silence. I definitely never saw any Spellbreakers. I can't remember if I saw any Owls. Right, so he's going to put Blessing of Wisdom on that, which makes a lot of sense. He's going to draw at least 1 card off of it, and he still has, god damn it, 7 mana. Oh my god. 7 mana is a lot of mana. And it's a smart move because he knows that if I have removal, I'm going to want to use it on this. You know what I really, really like? A freaking Blizzard or a Flame Strike, please. I know you're in here, you ass hats. Where is my mass removal? This could have been a Fireball. I wish it were a Fireball. Oh my god damn it. Well, I think my best chances for success here is actually to Frostbolt this. The reason is I just want him not to be drawing any cards. So we'll do that. We'll heal back up. We'll pass the turn. Oh my god. I have a Flame Strike and a Blizzard. They just don't want to come around by, it seems. Well, my opponent has a huge lead here. He's got a better board and more cards and a weapon, so it's just bad tidings. And I'm pretty sure I don't have any Owls in this game. Yeah, it's a really big card. Yeah. Yeah, this is going all the way to hell and back. So, I'm getting hit for 9, 10 next turn, down to 7. It's a pretty ugly place to be.
Reporting for duty.
And he has more stuff. Man, Flame Strike would just save me here, totally. Blizzard would just save me here, totally, but I'm not drawing him. So if I'm not drawing him, they're not doing me much good. Cone of Cold. Well, this is actually a time when, you know, it's a little bit tricky with the Cone of Cold. There's a lot of stuff he has on the board here. So let's think. The Cone of Cold over here. No, I think I need a Cone of Cold here. Well, I can actually ping this off with my hero ability. Cone of Cold here, leave a 3/2, which I can't kill because this thing's frozen. That seems like the best, though. It actually freezes the largest amount of his stuff. Attack this. We'll just play out our hand. Okay, so both of my mass removal is in the bottom half of the deck. That is quite sad. Quite sad. Flame Strike, because I'm a mage, Flame Strike will still actually get me right back in this game, which is the funny thing. It will get me right back into it, no sweat, if I could just draw it. Flame Strike still gets me right back in this game. Blizzard also gets me right back in the game. It's just really those two cards I need to draw. Everything else is unimportant. What he probably needs to do is use the Peacekeeper to kill off this Berserker, because this Berserker is the one that has the biggest trading potential. So right now everything seems okay, but once this stuff all unfreezes, I'm totally screwed. If I do not draw Blizzard or Flamestrike, which is 2 in 15 odds. Have I already played Blizzard this game? I don't think I did. I think I played Blizzard in the last game. Or did I? Alright, he finds the correct move. That sucks. Well, let's take a look at what we draw. Oh, he's still doing stuff? Pass the turn! Pass it. Pass it. Pass it. He's gonna not pass the turn. He's gonna swing at me with the weapon, which is totally reasonable. Okay. Please. Nope, not a chance. Oh my god. Well, I think I'm gonna do this. And this. And this. And I think I need to trade. And we'll do this. At it. So he has 3 cards. That is, unfortunately, too many cards. If he had no cards, I would feel like, oh, maybe I'll come back. But if he has 3 cards and then we're at the 10 mana mark, it's pretty hopeless. I mean, the only thing I can hope for is, okay, it's not hopeless. The only thing I can hope for is he plays a bunch of stuff that dies to Flamestrike, or doesn't play anything out of fear of Flamestrike, whichever. And then I actually draw Flamestrike and I get card advantage and catch back up. That is my one hope.
For the crusade! Your magic shall not save you.
Okay, that's actually potentially relevant, because basically it means that there's a chance that he'll actually draw a weapon, and if I'm attacking him with the elemental, he will be able to attack with it. God damn it. Okay, we'll do that, kill the biggest thing he has, that, pass turn. True Silver Champion will win in the game now. Hammer of Wrath will almost win him the game. Another Argent Commander will win in the game. Blessing of Kings, that's another card that will win in the game. Oh my god, that game was annoying.
Well played.
Well, I would have been fine if I had drawn Flamestrike or Blizzard at any point in that game, and I didn't, so I lost. That is just how it goes. I'm a mage. I could always have an answer to any situation. It's just in that case I didn't. Well, 5-1 is a pretty good place to be. As long as I don't go to like 5-3 or 6-3, I'll be pretty happy with this run. I feel like the deck is strong. We suffered through some, kind of mediocre picks in the draft. So the Harvest Golem could have been a fireball, and it probably would have been better as a fireball, I think. I could have just killed off a Stormwind Champion then, and it would have been good. Yes, I heals. That's cute.
You asked for
Man, I had a Mana Wraith that game, too. It was such a good start. Alright, this guy can just go suck a dong. Everything else... this thing is unimpressive. We'll just pass it back because it's a bad card. Keep everything else. Okay, this looks good. So we actually have the perfect second player curve. Coin, play, and oh wow, even better. Well, I could play the coin on the Mana Wraith just to like slow my opponent down. But no, we'll just do this. This slows my opponent down as well. If he plays anything with 2 toughness, I can pop Divine Shield hero ability, and it'll go down. Recruit is also fine.
Reporting for duty.
So what I'm going to do here is just play the Mana Wraith, slow down my opponent, and we're going to pop Divine Shield to get rid of his Recruit. So he cannot actually play any 3-drops here. All he can play are 2-drops, which is kind of awesome. And next turn I might play this, but I might just actually play Spellbender.
Reporting for duty.
So against a Paladin, the difference between 1 health and 2 health is pretty much negligible. The only case it matters is against Light's Justice, which if he had, he would have already played. So we're going to just do that to kill his thing, and we're going to play the Spellbender here. That could stop, well, it doesn't stop Consecration or True Silver Champion, so it actually does not stop some key Paladin cards, but it does stop Hammer of Wrath, and it does stop Blessing of Kings, which could be really, really mighty.
Speak to me.
Alright, he's going to play an Acolyte of Pain, which is actually very good on this board, unfortunately for me, because it, damn, it's going to get 2 cards. If I had played this, I could kill it in 1 swoop, but as it is, it's going to get 2 cards. Okay, Well, that's fine. Let's go ahead and let my opponent do the moves. We're just going to point out this 4-drop here
Shall not fall.
and pass the turn. Is that a Blessing of Kings? Oh, please God, be Blessing of Kings. No, he's changing his mind about it being about using Blessing of Kings on the Acolyte of Pain. What's more awesome than a 5/8 draw card every time you take damage? Thank you! Oh my God. Alright, Spellbender has officially moved up in my rankings. Cause, oh Jesus Christ. That 3 mana, for 3 mana, I got a 5/7 and stole an opponent's card. Oh, and took up his entire turn. Wow. Well, if I lose this game... if I lose this game, then lock me up, because I don't deserve to play Hearthstone anymore. Okay. So he's got a secret, which is almost certainly Noble Sacrifice. That's fine. We'll flush it out here. It's not Noble Sacrifice. Interesting. Oh, it's Redemption. Aha. Wow, that deserves a well played.
Well played.
Because he gets to draw another card off of that because of this. Oh boy. Alright, we'll hold off on playing more stuff. Let's just play this for now.
Remember, kill philosophy.
Basically, I wanted to swing with both my creatures. I didn't want to leave this around because you don't want to let paladins keep creatures. So I wanted to swing with both my creatures, get the race going. God, three mana for a 5/7. Oh man, stealing Blessing of Kings is just too awesome for words. So the only really answer he could have is Humility. I mean, that's pretty much it. Everything else isn't going to do it. I've got my global removal. I've got 2 amazing 5-drops. God, I'm on top of the world. He's got tons of cards. That's all he's got going for him is tons of cards.
We must cleanse the
Shadow
Sunwell.
Cleric, okay. And a Blessing of Wisdom. Ah, well that's smart. He's going to draw cards every time this attacks. I'm so confident though. I think even drawing cards every time that attacks, I'm still going to win. So we're going to clear out his stuff. Draw this out. And I'm actually going to play the Silverhand Knight. The reason being, it puts the largest amount of power on the board. I don't care about the card. I don't care about the spell damage. So I don't care about protecting my stuff. I just want to end this game, because he does have a lot of cards. So he could have a lot of different answers. I guess if he has the Equality Consecration combo, that would actually potentially... You know what, if he had Equality Consecration, he could very well win. The only thing that would come back is this Golem, and then he'd have a massive card advantage. Right, Flame Strike. Do I use Flame Strike here? Let's think. I Flame Strike this away. What have I got? 8, 12, 16 damage on the nose. Yep, we do it. Look for the win, kids. Always look for the win.
If you insist.
Well played.
Well played.
Well, he had massive card advantage against me because of that Acolyte of Pain, drawing him like 3 cards. Well, I guess the Redemption was a card, so he spent a card to get a card. I guess that wasn't that great. But he had the Acolyte of Pain, which got him a bunch of cards, and he didn't make that many plays in general. So had he had Consecration plus Equality, he would have won, or he would have very likely won. But as it is, my Paladin opponent does not get to brag that he survived Spellbender onto Blessing of Kings. Oh my god. I don't know what the title of this arena is going to be, but I think Spellbender MVP, for once not being ironic, will probably be a good contender. You may have noticed I sometimes do like bad card MVP in my titles, just to joke about it, but the Spellbender is amazing. Oh man, Hathai the Shaman. Man, this Mana Wraith likes to show up. I think it's a little bit better if you're second than if you're first, but it's still good here. We'll pass back to Fireball. It's a bit early for that. And the Dollar on Mage. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see what my opponent does on turn 1. I'm hoping he doesn't have anything... Oh, well, never mind. He can play whatever he wants now. This is a good role player here, this Argent Squire. You don't mind playing it late in the game because it doesn't die to mass removal, so you're not overextending. Early in the game, it inhibits your opponent's plays. It's just so nice. Well, Mana Addict is a trash card, but under these circumstances, it's okay. Because, you know, I can't kill it immediately. I could play the Sorcerer Apprentice, just threaten to kill it. And I think I will do that. If he coins out a Shattered Sun Cleric or whatever other nonsense, then so be it. But I'm just trying to punish him for playing with bad cards. He's got the Forked Lightning. Well, that was going to kill the Mana Wraith just as well. So I didn't really change much. And he's going to be super overloaded. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to play the Mana Wraith. So next turn, the plan is actually to use it plus hero ability to kill off the Mana Addict. And now he really can't do anything because he's only got 1 mana. He can kill off Marjoram's card, that's fine. So now what that does is it frees up the decision making for me. I can just kill this with my Mana Wraith and have no qualms whatsoever about playing a questing adventure. It's a bit risky, of course. Lots of removal will kill it. I'm open to another Forked Lightning. But if he doesn't happen to have another Lightning Bolt or Rock Biter weapon, or a second Forked Lightning, then this guy's going to start to grow. He did not have removal. Alright, that's great. Let's see. I think I'll just play the best card that I have. Well, I could play a Ooze, which leaves me with enough mana to hero ability. So I can like run this in, Fire Blast, but then it doesn't make any difference. Well, I could run the Questing Adventure in. I could play the Ooze, buff the Questing Adventure up to a 3/3, kill this, hero ability, pick it off. That seems good. The risk is that he'll play a weapon later. Come on, buggy game. The risk is that he'll play a weapon later and I'll regret that I didn't use the Ooze. Like say he plays like a Doomhammer or something, but I'll take that risk. That seems fine. Oh my god. Speak of the devil. Wow. Well, I should have definitely done anything else. Because now he has plenty of health, so there's no problem with killing off all my creatures. And he's got Overload, what, Overload 2, so his next turn is going to be not that impressive, but, yeah, I'm in trouble here. You really can't play around Doomhammer, by the way, once your opponent has one. You just got to play as much stuff as you can and hope that, the tempo gain you got from him going into Overload, plus the life gain that he incurs by killing all your creatures, is enough to let you win the game. So look how far he's going just by killing my creatures. Okay, let's see what I get. Frostbolt. I think I'm actually going to do this.
I am master of magics.
Yep, I'm going to Frostbolt this thing. And the reason is, I do not want it to attack my guy. I want this creature to stay on the board. And I mean, I'm really getting close to threatening to win here, if you think about it. I've got 5-6 damage on the field. It's a lot. He's gonna need a good card here.
Your magic shall
Spellbreaker doesn't really qualify, I don't think. So he's wondering, do I take 2 damage to kill the Dalaran Mage? And he's decided no. Well, if all he's doing with the Doomhammer is just dealing damage to me, I'm fine with that, I think. I really want a Flame Strike here. That would be great. Amani Berserker, not quite as great. Well, let's go ahead and Blizzard up. We're going for the kill. We are absolutely going for the kill here. Not even going to bother killing that guy. We're just going to swing. You know, interestingly, he could have actually silenced the Twilight Drake. That would have made it a 4-1. And then he could have killed my 4-4. Wow, I think he missed a crucial opportunity to win the game. He needs removal now. I mean, this guy is plus hero ability, and he's dead. I mean, unless he has healing, unless he has a healing creature, if this guy's allowed to attack and I hero ability him, he just dies to my hero ability. Ah, the Taunt Totem is pretty good totem. Oh, man. Azure Drake, draw a card. Wow, that is an amazing totem flip. Although he didn't have an answer, so I get to win the game. All right, well, that's good. So we're just going to keep it simple. No need for any trickery here. Wow, I survived the Doomhammer and scored another win. I think this is my 7th win of the arena, actually. Is it? Or is that just the 6th? I think it's the 7th. Yeah, it's the 7th. You know what? That Harvest Golem could have been a Fireball, and I am glad it was a Harvest Golem, I think. Did I even play Harvest Golem, or was it just sitting in my hand? Well, I don't know. If it was, I can't remember. If it was sitting in my hand, I guess it should have been a Fireball, but he took a lot of damage Doomhammering my stuff. Maybe he was just a little bit overzealous, but I still, though, I shouldn't have played the, well, I don't know. Don't play around epics is a pretty good code to live by, so I didn't play around the epic, and then he had the epic. Garand, I believe, is a different paladin than the one we faced. We'll get the Mana Wraith again. Wow. Well, Polymorph is good to go back. This is a decent 4-drop, so we'll keep it. And the plan is, I think, to Mana Wraith on turn 1 with the coin, and then Spellbender on turn 3. Now, what I could try... wow! What the...
the light.
This is seriously the third time when I've planned to coin out a Mana Wraith, drawn the Argent Squire, and then changed my mind about using the Mana Wraith. What the heck? Okay, that's fine. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play the Mana Wraith. I've done this exact thing before. Pop the Divine Shield against the 1/1, and then next turn my plan is to play Spellbender and hope that it eats another Blessing of Kings, because I'm still laughing about how hilarious that was. Alright, let's see if Gerend can survive where that other paladin did not.
Reporting for duty.
So I could actually play any one of these creatures rather than the Spellbender, but you know what? Let's just play the Spellbender. And again, the difference between 2 health and 1 health is pretty negligible, so we'll keep this creature, the Argent Squire, on the board and drop this down to a 2/1. The most he can play is a 3-drop, and the Demolisher, well, it's a decent one. I'd have to use this, and Hero ability just to kill it off. So I could, of course, just coin out. Interesting. I could run the Mana Wraith in, play the Wild Pyromancer for 2. And then I could coin. Oh, no, there's nothing to coin.
What to do?
Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to coin out Silvermoon Guardian. And we're just going to ignore that Demolisher, see what it hits. It kills the Argent Squire. Now you could also, of course, hit the Mana Wraith, which is fine. And so now we can play an Honest to God 5-drop. Yeah, I guess my opponent won the opening with the Demolisher of all things. That's a really good drop here.
Do you need a blessing?
Oh, jeez, that's really good. I don't even have any good answers here. Boulder Fist Ogre is not for another turn. Well, I guess I'm just going to do this. And I gotta throw something down. So we'll do this and pop the Divine Shield. So I hope the Demolisher doesn't hit the Pyromancer. Well, that's actually doesn't really matter. I guess now the Demolisher can trade with the Silvermoon Guardian if my opponent wishes. Consecration, uh-oh. That's not good. Well, I'm in trouble. I'm in capital T, capital R, U, B, B, L, E trouble.
Reporting for duty.
Polymorph, whatever. We'll just play the Boulder Fist Ogre and hope the Demolisher hits me. Does, great. Boulder Fist Ogre actually survives all this nonsense. Maybe now's the time to play Blessing of Kings, right? You play Blessing of Kings on something? No! Truce of a Champion, boo! Don't play Truce of a Champion. Oh, Blessing of Kings, no! He's playing another thing that's not Blessing of Kings! Oh, God. The pain. The pain. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ. Damn it. Well, let's go ahead and play Blizzard. And I'm just going to kill off this Demolisher. He's got 5 cards and a weapon. I have 4 cards, soon to be 5 and a secret. About the same life total. I guess that's okay. He's first to play, though, which is kind of a big deal. Crap, because I didn't kill this weapon with the Ooze last turn. This is a 6/3 now.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
He's still not playing any buffs of the spell variety. Jesus Christ. Well, Flame Strike would be really good. I would totally play Flame Strike here. Come on. Nope, not a chance. I think we have to polymorph. And kill off the sheep. Play the Ooze, destroy the weapon. Okay. So the Ooze actually holds up against the 3/3. The 1/1 running in makes no difference. Unless, of course, he buffs. Come on! Play your goddamn Blessing of Kings already. Play a Hammer of... Well, Hammer of Wrath would be kind of sad. Oh, yes, 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 yes. No! Blessing of Wisdom! No, that's the wrong blessing. Oh, no. All I did was steal a Blessing of Wisdom. Well, that's actually a lot less impressive. Wow! That deserves a well played. He had a Blessing of Kings, but he actually played around it. Oh, that was too good for words. And this thing can't even attack, because remember, he draws a card whenever I attack with that thing. Motherfuck. Ah.
As you wish.
Well, I'm going to draw him a card, but I'm going to use this to help kill his 5/2. Wow. It actually happened again with the Blessing of Wisdom, or with the Blessing of Kings, but he actually flushed out a Spellbender with the Blessing of Wisdom first. God damn it. Well, I'm probably going to lose this game now. He's got pretty big card advantage on me.
Truth is my
And that's a really damn good card.
We must cleanse the
This is
Sunwell.
the Shattered Sun Cleric army here. Okay. Yeah. Well, Flame Strike will still get me back in this game. Right back in it. I did take a Flame Strike, right? I'm not just imagining things. Right? There is a Flame Strike in my deck. Right? Let's actually flush out a Noble Sacrifice. It's not Noble Sacrifice. Alright, well, then let's just kill this thing, I suppose. Oh no, it's a Redemption. I remembered it too late. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I don't even care anymore. Let's just play stuff. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about that. That's really funny. Man, this Paladin owned me hardcore. Where is Flame Strike? I did draft a Flame Strike, right? Tell me that I actually remember correctly and a Flame Strike was drafted by me. I'm pretty sure I did. It's just like not in this deck. That Argent Squire, the Mana Wraith, they're always coming up. The Sunwalker, the Harvest Golem. It's like it's like I have a 15 card deck. Like all the same cards are coming up every time. It's so funny. Man, he had Blessing of Wisdom. And then the Spellbender was not able to steal a Blessing of Kings. Christ. Well, Mana Worm is not gonna do it. You know, I have a lot of 7-win Mage runs. For some reason with Mage, I have a tough time getting beyond 7 wins. So I do have one more chance, though. I can still keep on trucking. Interestingly, Mage was the only class I believe I have a recording of a 9-0 run arena with. All my 9-win runs, and I get a lot of them. One third of my runs are 9 wins, but they're all 9-1 or 9-2. Well, the only one 9-0 that I remember posting on this channel is a Mage run. And other than that, with Mages I have a little bit of a tough time getting to 9 wins. My average with Mage is like one of my highest, but it's not like that high. And partially it's because while my success rate is good, it's a lot of 7-win arenas. So we'll see if I can make it out. Lots of Paladins, lots of Warlocks in this arena. You know what? I'll take it. I'm happy to have that rather than lots of Mages, lots of Priests. Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to keep both of these Cones of Cold. I just think it's really important to get those Blood Imps out of the way. If he plays like other creatures besides Blood Imp, then I'm going to feel really silly for making that decision. But since Warlocks do seem to go crazy with those Blood Imps, let's keep both of my outs against them. Coin? Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Well, I've got nothing to do for the next 2 turns, so I guess the fact that I can work this out with my hero ability, I'm not like losing any time. Shoo-doop-doo-doop boop. Ba-doop-ba-dee-doop. Shwoop, shwoop, shwoobity-doop. Ba-doop-ba-dee-boop-ba-dee-boop. Now, what's interesting is that if he plays a Blood Imp now, this thing will actually essentially heal it. It'll be buffed to 2 by the Blood Imp, and then if I kill the Blood Imp, it'll go back down to 1. Because of how buffing works. Now I could play this, but it'll just die. So if that's just dying anyway, like what's more valuable to me, this card or my hero ability? Clearly, my card is more valuable. So all things considered, that wasn't the greatest start for the Warlock. His turn 2 play was just a Novice Engineer. Oh, Shattered Sun Cleric. God, I am so sick of seeing those on turn 3. It is such a strong play, it's crazy. I get Cone of Cold, which is a little bit unimpressive. You know what? This isn't a great play by any stretch of the imagination. But I think I'm going to Fireball this Shattered Sun Cleric. Basically, if I play this, then the Shattered Sun Cleric can kill it. If I Enrage him, the Novice Engineer can kill it. So there's just no good answer there. So I'm just going to Fireball this. It's not impressive, but I think it was the best move. Notice how a Harvest Golem would have been a lot better in that situation. That's why I'm pretty happy that I took it, rather than another Fireball. Oh man, he's going crazy with this buff on the Novice Engineer. Jesus. Oh man. Well, this is a pretty good card. So the question is, can I afford to take 8 more damage, dropping to 13 health? And the answer is maybe. I Cone of Cold, I freeze them, and I can actually play. You know what? I need to do this. I almost missed this. I think I have to do this. 8 damage is a lot. Let's Cone of Cold. Let's get a creature onto the board. And the next turn, at the very least, I can use this guy to trade against the Novice Engineer. So he has 8 cards to my 6. I'm a little bit behind. Behind size Summoner, okay. And Shadow Bolt. Well, that's fair. Oh my god, I did draft a Flame Strike. Thanks, game. Thanks. Well, we could just draw a card and let this die, or we could do some shenanigans with this. I mean, basically what I'm hoping for here is that he can trade against 2 of his creatures. Or I could just try to hold the fort with this thing. I mean, it's a bit difficult for the Warlock to get past. You need like a Siphon Soul, pretty much, or a Silence. Alright, let's go ahead and just use up all my mana and put this down. If he doesn't have the Silence or the Siphon Soul, then this actually holds up extremely well against him. Like, he'd have to... I mean, it actually holds up against all 3 of his creatures. The best card he could have here, I guess, is a Dread Infernal. It would pop the Divine Shield. And then he'd only need to trade 2 creatures in order to kill us. The Novice Engineer, I would say, has done her duty. Now, the nice thing is if he just kind of sits and does nothing, and just plays more creatures and waits for me to act, I actually drew the Flame Strike that, lo and behold, is in my deck. Ah, that's a pretty good card. So he can pop the Divine Shield. He still can't really kill this very easily unless he trades the Novice Engineer and the Pine Summoner. Well, he makes the right move doing that because basically lets him hit for 4 damage, and everything was going to die to Flame Strike anyway, so, you know, might as well. What I really want to do here is play the Azure Drake and Cone of Cold. Sadly, it's just a little bit too much mana. So instead I will play this guy and Cone of Cold. So the hope is that he plays some more stuff that all dies to Flame Strike, and then I play Flame Strike. That's the hope. If he plays one big, really, really big thing, I get to polymorph it. That... Okay, still dies to Flame Strike. Everything's still dying to Flame Strike. Oh no, well, kind of. I don't have enough mana to... Ah, damn it. I don't have enough mana to finish off with the hero ability. But this still seems really darn good. We're going to Flame Strike. And let's play it conservatively. Oh, don't... Yeah, he's got so much health. I don't even care. We'll just do this. So 5 cards to 5 cards. Flame Strike has caught me up. He can, of course, keep drawing monkey tons of cards because my damage output is very low. And he's at a very high life total, so that's the problem. He's going to get more and more ahead on cards. My last good card in the deck, I suppose, is Blizzard. I've used both Cones of Cold and the Flame Strike. Like, it all kind of happened at once. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Yeah, let's draw a card. It seems fine. Boulder Pistoker is nice. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll pop Divine Shield, kill this thing, kill this thing, play this thing. So the Panther's about as good as the Panther gets. It can kill my Azure Drake, which is obviously a very good card. But that means it's not hitting me in the face. My card advantage is quite massive now, 7 to 4. So even with Life Tap, he's only just barely catching up. He's already drawn 2 more cards than I have. I've just had very, very favorable trades with this, the Flame Strike, and everything. He should have probably drawn the card first in case it's another Shadow Bolt. Ah, he has his own Silver Moon Guardian. Fair enough. And a Flame Imp. Well, all things considered, this is pretty good for me, I would say. Because basically what I can do here is this. I can pop the Divine Shield, trade my guy who's done his job, trade away the Mana Wraith, which has done its job, swing for 1, and then I've got this Boulder Fistoger, kaboom. And I'm not going to be conservative. Let's just play this. If it dies to Hellfire, then it dies to Hellfire. I just need to try to remember that he's on the board. I always forget he's on the board, and then I play like a spell, and I'm like, oh no, my stuff's getting damaged. Okay, so my opponent draws a card, as is perfectly fair. He's going to silence this. I believe that's more just to put a creature on the board than because it actually matters. Oh man, maybe his deck is too chumpy. He's got a bad case of the chumps. Alright. Well, I've used everything. 2 Cones of Cold and a Flame Strike that will kill this Blood Imp, except for Blizzard, which I haven't drawn. I won't complain, though, about not drawing it, because whatever. So, I guess what we'll do is we'll kill off the harder-hitting creature and take away this, like, weird liability. Let's play the Mage, and let's just play it super safe. We're going to go ahead and take a moment to kill that. I mean, I could have dealt 6 damage to him there, but I feel like it was worth it. To just take that off, take off any potential for him to burn me out by, you know, hitting me. He's going to keep on life tapping, so now we're actually equal on life, and I'm still ahead on cards. He's drawn 5 more cards than me, and I'm actually ahead on cards and board presence. And we're tied on life, so that's definitely a good situation to be in. It's going to give Power of Whelming on that. Ah, well, it's going to let him kill off my Ogre. Fair enough. Felguard. Ah. And Demon Fire. Well, that's actually good that I got a polymorph, huh? Yep, it's very good that I have polymorph. Do 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 do. Well, my opponent's got nothing now. Now he can draw an extra card a turn, of course, but I mean he's getting low on life. What have I got? 7, 8 damage a turn. Plus 4 is 12 damage. He's almost dead, and if he life taps, he is dead, assuming he doesn't kill anything of mine off. So he's now dead. 4, 6, 7, 11. Siphon Soul. Ah, that buys him a lot. That's 4 damage from it, plus another 4 or 1 for the extra on the Firebolt. That's 5. Plus another 3 that he healed up. So that's like 8 total life there. But Sea Giant is a pretty good top deck. This is why, by the way, I think the Sea Giant is just one of the best epics in the game. If this had been a Mountain Giant, couldn't play him. Molten Giant, okay, I could have played the Molten Giant for 7 mana. So, but this guy is just so reliable, so consistent. You can always play him. And it's just almost always better than the other ones. Wow, that's very aggressive. He's trying the old Razzle Bedazzle. Or is that a Defender of Argus? No, it's a Doom Guard. I see. Well, I preserved my life, so he can't kill me. And this 8-8 should be good. He's doing the old Razzle Bedazzle. He's like, oh, I'll keep the 6-5 on the board. Maybe my opponent will use the Golem to kill off the Wolf and the 8-8. But no, we'll just go ahead and kill him. And Bombin the Warlock goes down. Oh, he's polite. What a polite little Warlock. I'm up to almost level 34, alright! Yeah, I don't know why that would matter. Alright, so, yeah, we've had like 35 or 36 9-win arenas, and still I'm hanging steady at 7 8-wins. So statistically, I'm very likely. But, as I've said before, just because something is statistically unlikely doesn't mean it won't happen. It's gotta happen sometime. This could be the time. We'll see. I'll be happy, as I've been saying, to get 8 wins though, because it's more gold on average, and I can do some gold. I've been dropping behind. Okay, well, let's keep this to get rid of 2 Silver Champions. Let's keep this because live the dream, and this is a bit slow, so we'll pass that back. I'm gonna live the dream. I'm gonna try to live the dream. I'm gonna try to live the dream. Spellbender, Blessing of Kings. Man, that one paladin, he played really well. You know, you think like, oh, it's just cards. The person can't chat. You don't know how good of a player someone is. But you can tell sometimes just how good someone is by the way they play. And that Blessing of Wisdom to fish for a Spellbender, which is an epic secret, before playing the Blessing of Kings was amazing. Again, I have Coin, Mana Wraith, and Argent Squire. This is just one Argent Squire, 1 Mana Wraith in the deck. They just keep popping up. It's kind of funny. Let's make a recruit. I can Mana Wraith. This will be literally the 3rd time. Yep, it'll be the 3rd time in this arena, literally, that I am playing. That I have a Mana Wraith on the field, and I'm using an Argent Squire to pop the Divine Shield to kill the recruit. Now, what I could have done there is I could have actually played Mana Worm, Coin, buff the Mana Worm, and then play the Mana Wraith. You know what? That would have probably been the right play. I mean, I could still play the Spellbender next turn. I think I played a little bit too quickly there. I was too excited to relive the past. And it didn't work for me in one game, did it? I lost one of those games pretty horribly. Okay. So yeah, we're going to... Okay, we're going to slight change of plans. I'm going to play the Mana Worm first. I have nothing to do next turn anyway. So I'll get this out here because it does get buffed by the Spellbender. 2-3 for 1 mana, or 2 mana in this case is totally fine. So a Consecration would not kill off everything. Just most things. True Silver Champion. Okay. Mana Worm is what he should kill, and that's what he does. Very smart. I'll play the Ooze here. That seems totally reasonable. Everything does die to Consecration, sadly, but the Ooze helped out a little bit. At least he killed a weapon. He'd have 6 cards left to my 6 after I draw, but then again, one of them is a coin. But then again, I would draw another one with the Azure Drake, so I think I'm fine on cards. I wouldn't even mind it, honestly. Alright, he's gonna do that. Well, I could Panda back the Ooze. What that does is it allows me to destroy another weapon later in the game. I could Suicide the Mana Wraith, which allows me to play the Azure Drake. I think I'm going to trust my instincts. Let's actually attack here. Panda this back. And we'll swing for 3 damage. So if he wants to kill the Mana Wraith, certainly he's entitled to do that. And then he can play his full complement of mana for the turn. But I think I'm fine with this turn of events. He's down to 20. I mean, I hit him a lot with my chumpy creatures. So he's actually pretty low on life here. He's got to be a bit careful. He's got 8 cards to my soon-to-be 7, but I have more on the board. I have a polymorph in case he plays a Sunwalker, which is nice to know.
Let me.
Probably the best card he could draw is an Argent Commander. That would be so amazing. Run in, charge, kill the panda. That would probably be the best thing he could have.
I wonder.
He's thinking a lot like maybe he has a True Silver Champion and isn't sure whether or not to play it, given that I have an Ooze in my hand that he knows about. Looks like he has a healing card of some sort. Wondering where to send the heal.
Indeed. Quickly.
Now I think he's just confused and doesn't know what to do. This has been a very, very long turn.
I wonder.
Is he gonna get to play the card? Does the future hold? Okay. Well then. Alrighty. I think what I'm gonna do here is hold off on the Drake for just a little bit. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, actually. Kill off this creature, don't let paladins keep creatures, and now I'm actually gonna coin the Darkscale Healer. Now, it was tempting, of course, to use the Questing Adventure, play the coin, do something else. But I feel like it was worth it there to clear out his board and put a Chillwind Yeti on the board. So he's got 8 cards, sure, but I've got a Polymorph to take care of one big thing, and I still have a Blizzard and a Flame Strike and 2 Cones of Cold in here to take care of a lot of little things. I've got 9 damage on the board present, soon to be 13, and a card draw. So I feel like I've got pretty good odds here just by getting these big creatures down. And I wanted to get this guy's health back up above Consecration level. Maybe that wasn't that important, though, because Consecration's not that great. Maybe I should have just done the Questing Adventure or coin and made it all big and stuff. I think I would have had to leave the Engineer on the board, though. Well, he ran out of time on the last turn, and then ended up doing like a not a very impressive move at 6 mana. So either he has bad cards, or he just had like a brain blip and, you know, didn't make the right play for himself.
I wonder.
Yeah, so, this is the card he just drew. It's a Loot Horror. That's not impressive. Does he have any backup to make it more impressive?
Reporting for duty.
Seems like he doesn't. What is he holding on to? That he has this little to play. Oh, wolf. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just draw a card. And put some more power on the board. Silver Hand Knight, that'll be nice. Let's kill this thing. Let's kill this thing. And I'm going to swing for 5 damage. So I'm going to keep this on the board because really all this can do is get buffed and kill one of my creatures. I need to start dealing damage to him. I mean, I've already got a lot of damage on the board here. Probably his best play is like a Dark Iron Dwarf. And then buff this, kill my healer, but then I hit him for 9 damage. Hammer Wrath. Well, I'm actually not unhappy about that because he's got plenty of cards. I don't care about him getting more cards. He spent half of his mana to kill one creature. That seems fine to me. True Super Champion. Aha. Well, he knows I've got the Ooze. And he is going to take a net 2 damage for killing my Drake. So he's going down to 13. And I'm getting to put a lot more stuff on the board here. Among other things, the Ooze. Well, let's take a look. I think we can do 3, 5... I want to do that 9, but we can do 3, 5, 8. That seems fine. So we'll do this.
Give me a quest.
This. Secret. Put him above Hammer of Wrath territory. And I'm going to swing for 5. Again, I'm just trying to deal as much damage to him as I can. Now, Hammer of Wrath and Blessing of Kings, I will steal with my Spellbender. So he could have a 3rd True Silver Champion, I guess. In which case, I will say that I survived 3 True Silver Champions, in addition to surviving... what did I survive? A Doomhammer. I survived a Doomhammer. That's good. And yeah, we got Frostbolt. Oh, yes! Yes! Oh my god, it doesn't matter because I was going to win the game anyway, probably, but I just stole 4 of his mana and the buff. Oh my god. That is so good! Oh, Jesus. This has to go in Papa Boris's greatest hits. I'm sorry, I just have to put it in there. It's just too hilarious. What do we title this arena? Spellbender MVP? People are going to think I'm being sarcastic.
The victory.
Oh, you know what I'm going to call it? Maybe I'll call it, like, Blessing of Spellbenders. This is so bizarre how similar these games were. Not only did I play against a bunch of paladins, but... Well, first of all, if you're done, because you just want to watch the end of the last game, then please like and or subscribe to the video if you enjoyed it. And if you want to stick around and hear me talk about stuff, there was like 3 games or 4 games against Paladins when I had an Argent Squire on turn 1, Mana Wraith on turn 2, popped the Divine Shield on the Argent Squire on turn 3, and as like a Spellbender. And then twice, I actually stole a Blessing of Kings, and then once, I would have stolen a Blessing of Kings, except my opponent was an amazingly good player, and he checked for it first, rather than just carelessly playing it. So let's take a look at what our 9-win prize is. The last few 9-win rings, I've got double packs. And, oh no, man, I really feel like the selection of golden rares is extremely limited. I've gotten this already before. Anyway, this is 180 plus 55 is actually 235 gold. That is on the low end for 8-win arenas, but on the high end for 9 wins, so that's cool. 180, yep, 235 gold. Let's go see what's in our solitary pack. I will click it over with my mouse, not using the space bar. This is a good rare, and I don't think I have it. I believe I was looking for it and I don't have it. Yeah, that's in 1 new common and a good rare. Do I have any more of those? Oh, I do. I already had 1, so I've actually got the complete set. Excellent. So the Perdition... Yeah, I've already got 2 of these. I'm pretty sure I've gotten a golden one of these before, so I'll just disenchant that, because dust is more valuable to me than shiny cards, I have learned. I really kind of underestimated at the beginning of the game how difficult it is to get a full set, and so I was keeping the gold cards around for a while, but now I'm like, no. So I can actually make 2 legendaries. There are a lot of legendaries in this game. There's like 20 skajillion legendaries. So, yeah, it's going to be taking me a while before I can craft all the ones I don't have. So we need Druid, Hunter, Priest, or Warlock. Okay. Let's take a look at the arena. It's going to be Rogue, Hunter, or Priest. Well, it has been a while since Priests. That's definitely the least recent of these 3. I was kind of hoping I just wouldn't see any Priests come up because I don't want to play it with the Mind Control nerf looming. But I guess that isn't for a while, so maybe I'll just play Priest anyway. We'll see. Thank you once again for watching, and thank you so much for sticking around for this extra time. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please like and or subscribe, and I will see you next time for some more arena action. Till then.